Hey guys, Ningen here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we are going to start doing some speculation about what we could see for Saiyan Day. Now obviously we've talked a lot about this on the timeline, mentioned it on stream. I know a few people have talked about it. I don't know if ever anyone's done a specific video, probably at this point. But we're going to talk about what my predictions for Saiyan Day are. Not necessarily the specific thing it's going to be, but just about what I think it's going to be. So I've got up here the V-Jump scan that we've seen. So we know that as part of the Saiyan Day celebration, we are getting a fully free-to-play Bardock squad and then the LR Team Bardock. Basically just like the Ginyu Force. So each day you'll farm up one of the members, and then once you get them all rainbowed, they should have their own orbs. You then get the one copy of the LR Bardock Sword card for free. Obviously we have no idea how you're going to get the rest. They added the LR Ginyu ones in future updates. I think you got one from the LR Freezer campaign, and then the rest they put into the Battlefield shop, so we'll have to see. Battlefield shop is probably a safe bet. Well, so not only did they reveal all this, they've also updated the assets for the physical LR Bardock's super attack. So supposedly the animation doesn't really change at all, but they've updated the sprites to make them more HD. So they basically revamped his super attack. Now, the fact that they're doing both of these things at this time, like, I feel like it's not a rocket science to jump to this conclusion, but I feel like it's very clear that we're getting a Bardock themed celebration for Saiyan Day. So it only makes sense to me that the summonable unit, like the actual banner that should be on Global and JP, will be for a Bardock unit of some kind, right? Because we haven't had a summonable Bardock since Super Saiyan 3. So the question then becomes, what could it be? So if we have a look at the list of the Bardocks here, so base form Bardock, we obviously have the LR. Probably don't want to take over from him. This guy doesn't really count because he awakens into Bardock and Ningen, so he's a very useful support unit. And then the free-to-play one, I mean, this is the World Tournament one. He's okay as an AGL support for like mono AGL. I think he supports AGL and STR, so maybe in like Battlefield for an AGL team. But like when it comes to base form Bardock, you're going to want to be using the LR if you have him. The Great Ape one we could maybe see, because we really do only have this one, who isn't the best. Super Saiyan Bardocks, there's a couple of them. Super Saiyan 2, there's only one, and he's a support unit. And then Super Saiyan 3, of course, there's the one summonable, and then the free-to-play one awakens into the, like, sort of baby lead for Super Saiyan 3. And then, of course, Mars Saiyan. So, like, in before the hilarious jokes about Mars Saiyan not being Bardock. But yeah, Mars Saiyan, obviously one thing we're really hoping for from Saiyan Day, or at least I am specifically, is that Mars Saiyan gets an easy A. Because it's been, I feel like it's been long enough. He was released on Global, what, 2017? Same with JP actually, so same year, just a few months apart. So this unit is, in terms of JP wise, like 3 years old. So he could definitely get an awakening, an easy A. Like, he's still sort of good, because even though he gets a flat boost, his numbers are really high. But like, they just need to be higher. And then with some of the crazy stuff that we've seen from Easy A's, like easily bump this up to like 100%, make him the best all types leader. That would be awesome. Probably don't need to do much to this. I mean, they could make it greatly low as attack and defense, which would actually be insane. And then this, you would literally just change these numbers to percentages. Make it like attack 120 and defense like 100 or something. And then he'd be immediately, just with those numbers, with Easy A stats, he'd be incredibly good. So we'll have to wait and see. I do literally have like multiple spare copies of this guy, and even 77 of his medals saved up. I'm that like hopeful that he's going to get an easy A. So let's talk about the other Bardocks. So this is the LR. We don't really need to say much about him. I really don't think if they release a summonable Bardock, even if he's a transforming Bardock that goes through the various forms, because obviously last year for Saiyan Day we got transforming Vegeta. So even if we do get a transforming Bardock, I can't imagine that he'll start off as base form, just because it completely negs this LR one. And obviously you don't want to be that guy who, like, on Saiyan Day you managed to get the new unit, say it was a base form transforming Bardock, and then literally like the next LR banner you pull LR Bardock, and now it's like you have to choose between which ones to use. So I don't think it'll be base form. He is really good. I think he's super underestimated. When I pulled him for the first time at 55% on a Goku family team under double Super Saiyan 4 Goku leads, he was easily hitting over a 2 million attack stat with his 18 key super. So I think he's super underrated. He's really good in Super Battle Road because his 18 key super seals as well as doing good damage. So he's really good. So then we have the Great Ape, sorry, we'll do first. So there's only this guy and the free-to-play one. Super outdated, like his leader skill's trash. Greatly raising attack and supreme damage isn't that bad. And then attack 100% when HP's 30% or above, pretty bad. No defense, and then he obviously has the Great Ape mechanic. It could be interesting to have a summonable Great Ape Bardock. An interesting mechanic could definitely be a Great Ape Bardock that you can transform like as an active skill, and then maybe after the ape transformation and he returns back to normal, he goes Super Saiyan. That'd be quite interesting. Like he literally goes from base form to ape to Super Saiyan rather than like back to base form. Something like that could be very interesting. We haven't seen something like that yet, so that would be quite cool. Then we have the Super Saiyan Bardocks. So the tech one obviously has always been the best friend of the OG LR Goku. But apart from orb changing and giving himself a really small attack boost, like he doesn't really do a lot. So even nowadays, like you're probably not going to use him on a lot of teams. And of course we have the World Tournament Int one, who again, like very, very bad. Literally I think the only time I've used him recently is in Battlefield against the Great Saiyaman stage, where I was beating that stage by just taking a whole team full of sealing units and then like a couple of hard hitters. So he's basically out of the question now. But then the physical one, I still do use this guy sometimes, obviously mainly just because I like Bardock, but key 2 and 20% attack support for allies is decent. It is annoying that it has this caveat, so realistically if they dropped a Super Saiyan Bardock, I wouldn't be too like mad about that. Like all of these old Super Saiyan Bardocks are so old now that I don't think anyone would really be complaining too much if they got replaced. So then of course the other option is Super Saiyan 2 Bardock. We only have the one. He's a support unit. I feel like because there's only one in the game, and he's obviously a character that we've never really seen, like he's not even listed as being from Heroes, but Super Saiyan 2 Bardock is a complete like what if character. He's only in, I guess, Xenoverse technically. And yeah, he does attack 30% for allies when HP is 30% or above. Obviously nowadays, especially on things like Pure Saiyans, there are so many better options for support units that again, I don't think anyone would complain too much if the Super Saiyan 2 Bardock slot was replaced with a new summonable one. Maybe, I guess if they dropped one that was like his starting form was Super Saiyan 2, I would imagine that he transforms to Super Saiyan 3. Same again with if they decide to drop a Super Saiyan Bardock. I imagine he'll either transform to Super Saiyan 3, or maybe one thing that I think would be really good is if they make it like Trunks and Zamasu, where he starts off as Super Saiyan, then on the next turn he transforms into Super Saiyan 2, and then on the next turn you get the ability to use an active skill if you want to transform him into Super Saiyan 3. And then they could do it just like they have with Trunks and Zamasu, where there's advantages and disadvantages. Make him like a glass cannon or something, so when he turns into Super Saiyan 3, he hits incredibly hard, but like doesn't tank very well. Basically like LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, or to a lesser extent Super Saiyan 3 Broly, where you just trade off damage for defense. That would be pretty cool. And then we of course have the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. So he is the Super Saiyan 3 category leader, and there currently isn't a leader for that team that matches his leader skill. Like if we look at the category, literally the only leaders are him, the free to play one, and then of course the technically you could use transforming Goku, but all of these are like sub leads that are real bad. Obviously JP has access to this guy, who does have the Super Saiyan 3 subcategory for 150%. So in terms for JP players, like getting a new Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, if you have this guy, then that'll be fine, because you can literally just run this guy as the leader and run a friend Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, and you'd still be perfectly fine. Whereas global, we'd be a little bit less well off. So unless they made a new one and gave him Super Saiyan 3 as a sub leader skill, but I don't think we'll get a new summonable Super Saiyan 3. So let me know what you guys think down below. So then it comes to the Bardocks that we don't have represented in the game and what they could possibly be. So the first one that I think is absolutely impossible, so we're just going to get that out of the way straight away, is Super Saiyan 4 Bardock from Heroes. This is what he's normally represented as in the game. Personally, because Bardock obviously is basically a Goku clone with a bandana and a scar, I don't like this version of his design because it's too similar to Goku. Most of them are fan art, but I really like this concept where he still has the armor, but like whether it's broken or not, because that kind of differentiates him more from like just being Goku, the fact that he still has the armor. So I would like to see that, but I don't think we're going to get that. Obviously in that recent survey for JP, they asked if people wanted to see Heroes, LRs and Dokkan Fests, but that survey literally only just came out, so I don't think they're going to already have a Heroes Dokkan Fest unit planned, because whilst I would say this is incredibly unlikely, what if all the results from that survey came back and everybody said no, and then they've already made one? So I don't think we'll be seeing this for Saiyan Day. Maybe in the future, but not for Saiyan Day. But the one that I would like to see, and I've talked about it on streams and stuff, but I'm actually going to be able to show you it properly in the video because I will cut in the extra clip here. But I would quite like to see Xeno Bardock, because then of course he has a different name, so we don't have to worry about replacing anyone. Just like all the Heroes units, he has like a slightly different outfit, like his armor's been redesigned, he's got this like black undershirt thing. Like, he looks pretty cool. But then the clip that is actually in my intro, so there is a part in Heroes where Xeno Bardock is fighting against the Dark Mask King without his mask, so it's like King Vegeta, and basically just like Mars Saiyan, the way he works is obviously King Vegeta, huge power boost from being in this weird like alternate timeline, like Timebreaker mask power stuff. So Xeno Bardock is losing to the Dark Mask King, so he puts on the broken mask that obviously was broken, you know, during his time as the Mars Saiyan. He puts on the broken mask and powers up to Super Saiyan 3. So imagine if they put this animation into Dokkan. So yeah, that animation plays and then boom. This is the card, so he now transforms into, and then you can either call him like Super Saiyan 3 Bardock Xeno or like Super Saiyan 3 Mask Saiyan, I guess. It doesn't really matter, I guess, what his name is when he transforms. Unless we don't know what the abilities are going to be. Maybe some of the Bardock squad, like those EZA, not EZA, the free-to-play ones, or even maybe even the LR itself, you never know. Because of the way Dokkan's been introducing these new mechanics, one of those cards could have something that says when there is an ally whose name includes Bardock on the team, so then obviously you would want the transformed version to be called Super Saiyan 3 Bardock Xeno. So that is something that I would love to see. Obviously I have that clip in my intro for a reason. I don't think that that's very likely because, again, unfortunately, technically Xeno Bardock counts as a Heroes character. So for him to be included, that would essentially be a Heroes Dokkan Fest, which, as we said, we're probably not going for. But imagine this card art that then transforms into something like this. Like, that'd be so good. I would love to see that. But yeah, if I had to bet, I would say that my money is probably on a Super Saiyan Bardock, who then transforms either directly to Super Saiyan 3, or just like Trunks and Zamasu, goes Super Saiyan 2 and then you can transform him to Super Saiyan 3. Or we could see, like we have with the Vegeta and Goku, where they just transform once per turn. But Bardock doesn't have enough forms for it to go through all of those. It'd be kind of interesting, actually, though, if he started off as base, which, again, I don't think he will because it replaces the this guy. They could start him off as Bardock Great Ape, and then in the next turn, he automatically transforms into a Great Ape. Then in the next turn, he goes Super Saiyan, then Super Saiyan 2, then Super Saiyan 3. So then he technically has 5 stages, like the other ones. And his name would only be Bardock Great Ape as the start, so he doesn't replace LR Bardock. That would be quite interesting, though. So let me know what you guys think down below about what we're going to see. Like I said, I think it's going to be Bardock related based on all this evidence and the fact that we haven't had a summonable Bardock for so long. But obviously, it could not be. It could just be something completely different. It could be another Vegeta for all we know. But I do think they are leaning towards that. In terms of leader skill, no idea. I feel like this guy is going to have low-class warriors They might do what they did with Ginyu Force, and they give him a lead which is basically like Bardock Squad category, which will only be these guys, although the LR will be on it, and then you assume the Great Ape versions will all be on it. But even if they do that, hopefully they give him the secondary leader skill for low class warriors, because obviously we don't have a proper leader for that category. I would like to see him get, like, say, low class warriors 100%, and then whatever the summonable Bardock is for Saiyan Day, give him the like 150 or 170% leader skill for low class warriors. That would be really good. Personally, I would like him to have some kind of pure Saiyans leader skill, because ever since I started my channel, I've done videos where I've messed around with like a full Bardock team, where normally you have to use Saiyan as the lead because he's the only one that has like an all types leader skill. But if they released a Bardock that had a pure Saiyans lead, you could then put all the different Bardocks on there with an actual competitive leader skill, plus whatever the new summonable one is, plus the Bardock and Ningen support once we get to the 5-year for global. So that team would actually be competitive in harder events, so that'd be awesome. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. Obviously, I'm a huge Bardock fan, so I think that, you know, this would be awesome depending on how they do it. But like I said, it is just speculation, and it could be something completely different. So let me know what you think it's going to be in the comments down below. Did you like any of my ideas? Would you like to see any of them actually make it to the game? And let's discuss it further in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow me on Twitch or join my Discord. The link is in the description below. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.